Okay, Sam Altman there, the chief of OpenAI. I want to go off script now because, of course, we've been hearing a lot about AI. We've been hearing a lot about the dangers of AI, but for Generation Alpha, they will be digital natives to AI. So depending on where you fall in this generational divide, your use is going to be very different from that of your parents, kids, even your peers. There's a bigger gap emerging between those born in today's AI-driven world and the rest of us. And so that's the focus of a new book. It's called Generation AI, Why Generation Alpha and the Age of AI Will Change Everything. Joining me now is the author of that book, Matt Britton. Matt, good morning. Welcome to CNN this morning.
How are you? Thanks for having me.
So just to set the table here, you're saying that this is you write in the book, it's a profound leap in how we connect, learn, and understand our place in society. This sounds very different, although maybe similar, from when I was a kid and all of a sudden there was like Mac in the classroom, right? And everybody was very panicked about that. Why is this different?
Well, for the first time ever, we can interact with technology the way like we interact with other humans. So for Gen Alpha, the first generation ever grew up with AI in a household, their brains are going to be developed differently because all of a sudden they're going to be interacting at the earliest stages of development with technology the way they would like a friend. And that can confuse them and really shape the way that they look at the world completely differently.
And we should say there actually was a recent lawsuit involving a teenager's relationship with an AI chatbot that his parents believe contributed to his death, to his suicide. How do people even begin to think about introducing AI tools to their kids when most of us aren't maybe using it in the same way?
Yeah, I mean, I think parents really need to get their hands on the keyboard, understand how to use this technology. You know, there's so many cool ways that you can use AI to interact with your kids. You can make coloring pages out of family photos. You can make up songs. Really try to make it playful, interactive. Bring AI into the family dynamics, and over time, both you and your kid will get used to it, and it'll be part of everyday life.
What does literacy even mean in this environment, right? It's changing so quickly. Like, how do you teach them? Like, how can you tell the difference from one thing versus another? What's real and what's not? And even kind of their own critical thinking, how to still deploy critical thinking in this context.
Yeah, I mean, I think teachers are really going to struggle with this because for years, what it meant to be a good student meant memorization and regurgitation, right? It meant cramming as much information as possible and then spitting it out the next day on the test. But in this new world, it's going to be about critical thinking. It's going to be about problem solving and creativity. It's not really going to be about memorization and regurgitation of facts. So I think at the youngest ages, kids need to put themselves in positions where they can be problem solvers, where they can look at AI not necessarily as a tool where, it's about the problem that's being solved, but it's really about to figure out to zoom out and say, how can I apply this technology to the world? How can I command it to really move forward? Because the world's going to change. The workforce is going to change. The jobs that exist are going to change moving forward.
As you were saying that, I was thinking about how many students have talked about cheating in college using AI, writing
Crazy.
papers, doing all kinds of stuff. So we're already seeing this very kind of disruptive moment. I know one thing I struggle with is I look at my kid, he's like 5, 6, and I'm like, this won't even be the AI you'll be using in 5 years. Like, I don't know how to get my
In
arms
5 years,
around.
try 5 months.
Okay, man, come on.
Yeah, I mean,
I was
technology is evolving.
like, so
It,
where do
it,
we
it's
start?
really mind-blowing. I think that AI is going to be a part of our lives. And I've heard of some schools trying to ban AI, and it reminds me of how some schools banned the internet when it first came out in the early 2000s. We're not going backwards. And, no matter what job you're in, it's going to seep into every corner of your work. No matter what relationship you have, it's going to seep into every corner of your relationship. So you just have to embrace it. You have to look at where your skill sets are and how AI can really superpower your life. I think ignoring it, I think saying, oh, I don't believe in it, that may be the case, but ultimately we're not going backwards. It's a part of our new society. And the quicker that you can understand these tools, the quicker that you can command these tools, the faster you're going to be on the right side of this incredible change that we're seeing in our lifetime.
Matt Britton, thank you so much for your time. And for those of you out there who want a copy of his book, it's called Generation AI. It's out now.